Okay, it's recording. I hope you can hear me. I'm on top of like a street construction thing. So basically, I'm in Amsterdam right now getting resources. I will talk a bit about general, let me come a bit closer, about general planning and resource gathering. Like, I have multiple options of how I can make money at this point. But there are also things which I'm looking for. So I kind of have these two poles which I need to weigh against each other. This in turn means I need to open my jacket a bit because it's getting really hot, and by that I will not be able to speak soon. Like this. But you can't just randomly make a dualism out of these two parts, because like you need steps in between those steps, because you can't just switch the thinking, at least at the lower levels of thinking or of ego state, using Jung's definition of ego, not the etherical new age ego, which is poorly defined. And Jung we have references, written references you can refer to. So you use tools in that. What tools are you using in that? Like, and you know these tools, a mind map. Like, first of all, I need to find out what do I have, what ways of making money do I have, what ways of what points or interests do I have in doing. So I collect those with a mind map and make classes which have sub-functions which kind of weigh them, the pros and cons. Like, you probably all have seen or done that in your life. A pro or con list in the mind map. You probably done that in school lots. That's how you use it practically. You have these two poles of where do I want to go, where am I, and what possibilities do I have in the space. Then you use the tools to compare those two, so you know the difference in how you get there. You can kind of align your tools and your goals to have one major goal, and in that sub goals. Like, I would describe it as reality hacking, but you can also say it in the cultural realm. Yeah, like, you can just say that's good planning. Like, you have a plan over time. Same with a business. Same with a business. You have a 10-year plan, a 5-year plan, a 1-year plan, and you kind of sort your activities by that. It's the same theoretical concept, but with the understanding why we do that. Because those are the motivation why we go there, but you can't just jump to the highest goal, because you need to do things between that, get resources, do some bureaucracy, do time itself. Like, and motivation will not just go all the way there probably. So you need in between goals which kind of give you a push of motivation and propel you to the next goal. And I am really intrigued by that. So I'm basically using the DDLG reward system, which I kindly appropriated. Like, psychologically, you should treat yourself like someone you really like, or have the responsibility of taking care of, like a child, which perfectly maps onto a DDLG psychological or social structure. So I can perfectly use that for that. Like, I can give myself rewards from a higher ego level to a lower ego level. Do you understand what I mean? You make one persona in the Jungian sense. A persona is the mask you wear against the public. Like in a theater, for your mind, it's a persona in a psychological speech. So you have a child persona and you have a watcher persona. And watcher persona gives rewards and punishments to that child persona. Like you can see that's definitely outside of the normal range of consciousness. But that's not the point. Like of course I'm outside of that state. Because I'm building. That's a given. So basically I have that or I do that child consciousness with the seeing. It's Egyptian eye. It's consciousness itself. The self reflection of consciousness on itself. The noticing, oh, I am, and I am watching myself. That's the name of God that shall not be named. I am the I am. I am the watching thing that is watching the self. Where was I going with that? I'm already dying. So basically, that's what I will do now, and I will show you that view here, and then I will do that. Like I want to get a bit stuff done, just because it's fun. Basically, I have these two lists and I compare them, and from that I have a reference, an overview about what is going on. How can I plan this? And I can align different structures by that. Like I can plan the physical, the three-dimensional conquest I'm doing by referencing that. Like it's the metaphysical plan for it. It's the theoretical blueprint for the three-dimensional thing. Blueprints you use if you have things that are so complex you can't just explain them. You need a reference to go back towards. I got totally lost there. And then basically I will need, or you will need, if you take an example by this, which you can maybe, who knows, try it. Basically a connection between those two. Like I have two different poles, which I now understand what they are. I still need to connect them. And there comes a layer of alignment pattern. Like you want to weave those two ideas into themselves. Like weaving is an old word which has a lot of references, psychedelic references. So you kind of weave those two patterns together into one pattern, which then guides you towards your goal. And this is psychologically stable. Like if you have a goal, you will most likely go towards the goal. Like that much we know. I myself came to this too. Like I just said, you get what you want, but you have to live with it. Like you get all the consequences of it. Like if you want to be, let's say, a stockbroker, you also get the high stress. You also get the forever work times, whatever they have as negative regards these days. I'm not a expert in stockbrokers. Daily lives. So you get what you want. Like if you know you want it and you aim towards that, your whole life rearranges towards that. That much we know about psychology. So you get what you want, but you get exactly that, with the negative consequences included. So you can choose everything, but you have to choose wisely because you get it. You get exactly what you want, but you will really, really get it. Like there is an underlying responsibility in that. Like, how do I say it? I think it's clear, but I will try to make it clearer. Everything in life will have some responsibility to attach to it at some level. Like if you are a DLG girl sitting in your diapers taking drugs, there is on the surface level no responsibility. On the other hand, there's responsibility on the emotional connection to your partner, because you're relying on the partner. So with everything you do, even if it may not be visible on the surface layer, there comes some responsibility with it. And the question is, do you want the rewards and the responsibilities? Like, I always say that too. There are a lot of ways to make money, but you will also pay for it. So choose wisely which ways of making money you want. With everything, there is a risk associated. Everything that gives you something back, mostly. If there's no risk, it's probably kind of shady anyways. I'm digressing. I hope I'm testing my internet. Like, I may have unlimited internet, or I may have 1 gigabyte per day, which is both great, but maybe limited for 30 days, a year, which I don't think, like the regulations changed, and I don't know what's the actual, like, I googled it, but there were older articles and newer articles, so it was kind of unclear. And I think I got unlimited internet, like it's the same as if I were in my home country. Like, the whole combination of countries just counts as one country in terms of internet. So I hope I have internet and I can upload more videos. And now I show you the view. Like, I'm on top of this really big hill, and let me show you, I'm having sand in my shoe. Let me show you how I got here. I jumped over that river. Like, it was not that hard, but like it was an obstacle. Okay, bye, till next time.